Back on the Mountains to Sea Trail. Today we'll be walking from the Table Rock parking area. We'll be going west to Kistler Highway, approximately 11 miles today. We have a little bit of cloud inversion going on, which is a rare thing. I never seem to quite capture it, but here we go.
Such is the way of the world, you can never know just where to put all your faith and how will it grow.
This is what the Mountains to Sea Trail looks like today, this morning. The Chimneys. Quickly approaching the Chimneys here. Just clouds. Look at that. It's like a gray salamander.
Where?
Check this view out.
Gonna rise up, burning black holes and dark memories. Gonna rise up, turn mistakes into gold.
Burned tree from the fires. This is the Chimneys at Linville Gorge. Looking back the way we came, it's always interesting to watch Table Rock change shapes depending on which angle you see it from. This is what the trail looks like right now. A little bit wet, muddy, slick, but it's worth it because the views are incredible. Right now looking down over the Chimneys at the Linville River. Way up there is Linville Falls, but it's tucked away to where you can't see it from this side, this far up. Starting to get a view of Hawksbill on the other side of Little Table Rock. When are these views going to stop, folks? This is insane. Looking back at Table Rock, spinning around and just looking at a sea of clouds that we're hiking up above today. And on top of those clouds, Table Rock, the Chimneys, the Mountains to Sea Trail. Okay, this is Linville Gorge. And this is beautiful. This place is absolutely amazing. There's a reason I selected this, is where I wanted to end the hike. And behind me, that's the reason. Beautiful place. Looking down now at the trail, we're going to be descending a little bit in elevation. Still sitting over this sea of clouds. So I set out in January with the goal of hiking from Elkin to the west rim of Linville Gorge at Old Kistler Highway, which to me is pretty much where you leave the gorge on the Mountains to Sea Trail. And I'm telling you, we picked the perfect day to end this resolution and this goal.
Oh, such is the passage of time.
Okay, just how quickly things can change. We had the views up above the clouds. Well, now we've decreased in elevation, and here we are following the trail in the clouds. Just finished a climb coming out of Chimney Gap. I believe it was Chimney Gap. And we just passed the trail, the Cambric Trail that goes down to Linville River. And We're headed towards Shortoff Mountain now.
Suddenly swallowed by the signs, lo and behold, gonna rise up.
Looking back toward Table Rock doesn't really give you too much today. Very rocky up here. There's been a lot of wildfires that has devastated the woods up here. But this is just a little side, a blue blaze if you will, without a blue blaze, to check out a view. The MST here runs conjunctively with the Shortoff Mountain Trail. The Shortoff Mountain Trail runs from Wolf Pit Road to the Table Rock parking area, about 1,500 feet above the Linville River.
I'm gonna rise up, throw down my ace in the hole.
This is the Shortoff Pond right here. We are now to the point where the MST goes down to the Linville River. So we're going to have a pretty steep descent from this area. I believe we just passed Olson. Not completely positive. I believe the Olson Trail is just back there. So yeah, this is it. The walk down to the river. It's the first time for me. But dang sure not the last. Very steep trail here coming down from where Wolf Pit splits off. We're actually turned right, staying on the Shortoff Mountain Trail, the Mountains to Sea Trail, and on the way to the Linville River, it's going to be about probably 1.3, 1.4 miles, and we're going to lose about 100 feet of elevation every 1/10 of a mile. So, long way down. All right, here we are coming upon the Linville River, where the MST crosses the Linville River. Okay, for those of you watching in the privacy of your own home, this is the Linville River. This is where the Mountains to Sea Trail crosses the Linville River. And this is how deep it is. Look at those bedrock sandals. Give them a little bit of plug. See, this is not very deep at all. So if you're wondering about what it's like down here, it's not that bad. Recording upstream here. I'm taking a look back here at where we started. We are now on the west side of the Linville River. We have crossed the Linville River and we're on the Mountains to Sea Trail once more, and we're heading up. We're heading up the mountain to the Pinnacle parking area on Highway 105, Kistler Highway. Little campsite area here off the MST. Couldn't help but notice this beautiful view of Shortoff Mountain, and I believe that might be Sitting Bear in the distance. Pretty good view here of Shortoff Mountain. Still making the ascent up from Linville River. We've made it up here, and that is the Linville Gorge Trail. Nice and narrow, complex. This is the last time we turn to stay on the MST. Just completed a really strenuous climb for about 100 maybe 300 feet. Listen, if you own a horse, keep it out of here. All right, keep your bikes out. You can walk. It's all good. All good for you walkers. The ascent here up Linville, from the Linville River up to Pinnacle is strenuous. So the other thing is there's not much shade, and on an 80-degree October day it can get pretty hot out here. So this is it's marked as gentle climb, this one little section, but then the rest of it, about a half mile straight up, burned over, very little shade. So we are getting there now. So it's going to be basically straight up to the car, but we're almost there, and we've almost finished Jonesville to Linville Gorge. Again, there's no way to show just how steep this is, so I will do a little graphic, but looking straight ahead again, and there's what we got to deal with. Ladies and gentlemen, poop, probably bear poop, here on the Mountains to Sea Trail.
Could be a camel.
Could be a camel. The hike up this hill has been nothing short of torture. Maybe I'm just getting way out of shape, but the past few hills that I've had to hike on MST have kicked my hind down. So just wanted to share the view here with you, because man, we earned this view. Very tough climb up from the Linville River, but I've heard that about hikes up from the river here at the gorge. Big old rock. We got Lake James out here in the distance, but we are almost there. Got a little observation deck over here. Pinnacle. Here's the view. Shortoff Mountain. So we came from way behind those clouds all the way across that ridge, and then over here and down to the river, and then up an incredibly steep section. But it was worth it. As happy as I am that we were able to knock this out in a day hike, I do understand why people would want to stay the night. Many reasons. First of all, sleeping in this beautiful place would be pretty amazing. The other thing is splitting the miles up a little bit. You know, after coming down the mountain at Shortoff and turning around and coming straight up another mountain, that's brutal. That's one of the harder things that I do in hikes, is descending and then ascending after the descent. Tears my legs up. But maybe they're stronger from it. I don't know. Or maybe I can't walk for 3 days. We'll see. But this has been a great hike, the whole thing, from Elkin all the way up to Linville Gorge and across Linville Gorge. That's it for the year. I think I've decided that I'm not going to head in the mountains anymore, but I may knock out some road sections to the east, heading from Elkin maybe toward Pilot Mountain, and wherever that may lead me over the next 2.5 months. I'm going to do the whole Mountains to Sea Trail. I'm going to knock it out in the next 3 years. I'm going to finish this thing. So the next year, my goal is, this year I called it Jones-Linville, because I'm going from Jonesville to Linville, and next year it's going to be Gorge Ash, heading from Linville Gorge to Asheville next year on the Mountains to Sea Trail. So I'll be uploading Gorge Ash videos starting probably in the spring of next year. But I just want to thank you for following along on this little small section day hike journey of mine. January through October 14th, 2015. I think it's 160 miles, 170 miles. And finished. It's done. Did it. So last year 100 unique miles. This year Elkin, Jonesville area to Kistler Memorial Highway. Next year Asheville, the Linville Gorge to Asheville. So thanks for following along. Get out here and enjoy some of the Mountains to Sea Trail. You don't know what you're missing. Peace out.